You're not this irredeemable person. You're irredeemable if you refuse to be redeemed. That's the irredeemability-ness of people.
Jordan's messages.
Sponsored by Squarespace.
I didn't know what to write on the whiteboard. All right, Josh said write help. So I just trusted his gut feeling, his judgment, and I just said I'm gonna write help because I needed help.
Move your head out of the shot.
Help.
Wait, all the way out.
Help.
There we go.
Why?
Because it wasn't focusing.
Oh, sorry. That pen or that dry erase marker was terrible.
It's the only one I can find.
All right, let's get to the messages. Dear Jordan, there's this girl that I really like. The only girl I've ever liked, truth be told. Recently, she confessed to me that she struggles with low self-esteem, depression, and anorexia, a revelation that broke my heart. Over the following few months, I pulled a couple of what could be perceived as romantic stunts, leaving a present on her front porch on her birthday and the like. And I'd been complimenting her excessively, but I hadn't been trying to flirt. I just desperately wanted to cheer her up. Now she started acting awkward around me and possibly even been avoiding me. Eventually, I became so overwhelmed by what she might think about me that I'm too nervous to talk to her. My questions are: 1, should I try to become friends with her again, or is she better off without me? 2, if I do try to move on, how do I do it? And 3, if I decide to become friends again, how do I approach it? Should I admit that I have a crush on her? She definitely suspects it anyways. She's too smart not to. To be clear, my main concern here is what's best for her. Thanks, James. Please, P.S., don't say I need to stop overthinking things, because I can't. I wasn't going to tell you to stop overthinking things. I truly wasn't. I was going to tell you to think more. You need to start overthinking things.
He's like, no, don't tell me that.
Don't tell me that, Jordan. That's the exact opposite. No, you need to start, look, with things like anorexia. Okay. If this is like a dating relationship or just a friendship and you're trying to get into a relationship with somebody who is struggling with this, I don't want to tell you not to. But I'm just saying this is stuff that goes way farther deeper than you giving somebody some presents and not flirting and now she like it's just this whole thing and I don't want to say not because maybe you love the girl, you know, maybe it's worth it to you. I'm not saying that she's like you should discard her or that she couldn't stop and come back around, but you have to think of, and people are going to freak out that I say this, but you have to think about how complex do you want your life to get. That's a real thought to have that you need to overthink, because you can just bop through life just like, I'm willing to do anything for this person that I don't really know, and she has all these terrible problems that I don't understand, but I'm just gonna keep pursuing her because she's pretty and I think she's smart and I like her and I wanna do anything for her. Do you really? I mean, I'm not like, that's noble if that's true, but like, if you really just don't, if you look at your own thoughts, if you overthink your own thoughts, there is a cost to everything. There is a serious cost to that. And if it's worth it to you, knock yourself out. Try and date her, but I'm just saying it's a thought to have. How complex do you want your life to get? And that is that a selfish thought? Maybe you could say that's a selfish thought, but it's a smart thought. Smart people look at every option of what they're doing, and they really think of the reality of what doing something or pursuing something, what that really means for my life 10 years from now, 20 years from now. What if she doesn't stop? What if it's like, hey, sure, you're a good guy, but maybe being such a great guy and trying to get in with this person and then it goes, I mean, these are real life stories. This isn't just like me trying to be, hey, you need to be selfish and get away from this person. These are thoughts that you should be having. I feel like the questions were like a 2D question in a 3D environment. That's what it felt like. The questions that you asked me, the 3 questions, even though it was 3, it wasn't 3D, it was 2D. See, I see in 4D. with these messages. Let me explain. If you have a 3D object, let's say you've got a box and you've got a ball in a box, and the box is closed. In a 2D environment, you see a piece of paper and you see the words, and you have a person in this 2D environment who can't get past the letters, the letter only, or Dear Jordan. They can't get past that. Whereas I could pick them up and move them over that. They didn't know, oh, this isn't an impenetrable object. This is like in a 3D world, it's different. If you've got a box that's 3D and a ball in the box, and you don't know there's a ball in a box, you can't know there's a ball in the box. But in a 4D world, you would be able to see the box and the ball inside the box. There would be no bounds to that. That's how I see these messages.
Wow.
The 2D world that you're talking about is these 3 questions, and I'm saying to look, not even in a 4D world. I'm saying look at it in a 3D world. You have to really consider every option and everything that could possibly go wrong and ask yourself, you can help somebody, but is it worth it to like dedicate my life to this person I barely know who has all of these problems, okay? I know that in the Bible there's these instances, these stories you can read of, you know, the person who's a prostitute and the guy goes and gets the girl, and that's what the redeeming love movie's all about. Like, I understand that, but that's like a person who is struggling to find a date says, God's called me to singleness. And because there was, you know, Paul in the Bible was single, I need to be single to celibacy. It's like, okay, yeah, I don't, really? I mean, I don't know, maybe. What are the chances of that? So, you know, God needs a population on the planet. I'm just saying, you can help somebody, and then you can want to be married in a romantic relationship and have your whole life dedicated to this person. Okay? Those are 2 very different things. You know, be a good friend to her, but don't overdo it with the gifts and the present unless you want to dedicate, unless literally right now in your mind you're thinking, I'm willing to dedicate everything to her and help fix her, whatever you are thinking. If that is the option and the route that you're going down, commit to that and don't do this half bleep thing where, you know what I mean? So you need to think more about your actions, is what I'm saying, and why you're doing what you're doing. That's what we're trying to get down to. Was that good, Josh? Was that fine? Yeah. Great.
Crushed it.
All right. Guys, we are getting ready to revamp our website, so it's even easier to send us your Christian memes for Christian meme review, send us messages, just interact with the show. Comment below if you have any ideas for our website. Of course, when we're finally ready to update our site, we will be doing it with the best site builder, Squarespace. They have flexible website templates no matter what it is that you want to create. Whether it's a blog, an online store, a shop, whatever it is, Squarespace has a template for you, and it's super easy to customize yourself. Every single one of the templates looks great, and you can customize them. I already said that. Squarespace makes everything so simple. The truly amazing thing now is that you can create an online shop selling physical, digital, and service products easily. I mean, Josh, it's to the point now that you can create custom merch and Squarespace will print it for you and ship it for you on demand. So, what do you want to build? I want you to listen to me, and I want you to build it with Squarespace. It's finally time to build that website you've been putting off. Head over to squarespace.com for a free trial, and then when you're ready to launch, go to our link, squarespace.com/cow, because there you're going to get 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. That's squarespace.com/cow. Now! Let's get back to the messages. Dear Jordan and Josh, a month ago, my girlfriend and I, both college grads who were dating very long distance, different countries, broke up because we both admitted we didn't feel close emotionally. She has trust issues and didn't feel comfortable sharing anything very personal, even though we'd known each other all through college and dated for 6 months. So this might be confusing, but after they graduated, they went long distance for 6 months, and then it didn't work and they broke up. Because she couldn't talk about anything personal. Meanwhile, which I guess means during them dating, meanwhile, I had a way bigger crush on another girl who's way more attractive. See, this is already going out of Messages Land realm. This is like, we're not even in the same field of play. What game are you playing? I don't understand. I can't imagine these thoughts.
This isn't Messages Land baseball.
Yeah, what, is this an imposter? I thought my real crush didn't like me. So I tried to move on and started dating my former girlfriend, the long distance relationship. But the whole time I felt like I had settled. After a few months, my crush texted me to say, the new crush, texted me to say thank you for giving her and several of my friends money toward working at a camp. She didn't express any interest in dating me, but it re-sparked the feelings I'd tried to suppress, and I decided to give things a shot with her. So I confessed to my girlfriend, who was very hurt and broke up with me, saying, I suspected you were an opportunist in your view and use of others. You are not yet worthy of a woman's trust. How do I move forward when I am the person you would tell someone to get away from? See, people make assumptions, Josh. All they do is make assumptions. They always assume I'm gonna say something. I tell people to get away from people who are not teachable people. Those are the most dangerous people on this planet. They will ruin your life. They will destroy everything in their path because they're not teachable. You, on the other hand, sure. Did you make a mistake? You made a big mistake. But you're not this irredeemable person. You're irredeemable if you refuse to be redeemed. That's the irredeemability-ness of people. You want to learn. You're a teachable person. That's the key to life. If you're a teachable person, even if you make mistakes, things will just work out for you in some way, and you'll be okay. So I don't want you to. I hate, Josh, that people, they feel like this is my worry. People watch this show, they see that I'm harsh towards certain people. They don't understand the intention behind it, or like my view of those people I'm saying to get away from. And then when they do something messed up, they think, wow, Jordan would just say, I'm that person, and everyone should get away from me. And then they're on this guilt trip. When it's not that, you're the kind of person who would listen, and that puts you not in that category. Those categories of people aren't people who are writing messages that I would say to get away from. God knows what they're watching. You're watching the most strange, niche down show and writing in a question to this dude. This is what's messy. Like, sure, did you feel like you settled in some way? I mean, that's a real feeling. Did you make a mistake and were you with somebody to kind of maybe because something else wasn't working out? That happens. Okay? Is it a mistake? You've kind of lied to your girlfriend. That's not good. That puts her in a bad spot. Maybe that's one of the reasons why you guys didn't talk about anything. Like you're saying initially you said you guys broke up because she didn't feel comfortable sharing anything very personal. But then at the end, you say that she broke up with you because you told her and confessed about the other girlfriend. So those two things aren't mutually exclusive. If you were feeling something for somebody else and you felt like you were settling with this girl, then you're giving her that vibe of he doesn't really care about me and he's just with me for some reason. I mean, that's easy to read even if somebody doesn't know the full context. It's just a feeling that you get. It's called a gut feeling God gives you. So she was reading that, which is good because she's an honest girl and you're trying to be an honest guy and fix mistakes. Look, if you're trying to be an honest person and you guys were just dating, okay? This wasn't some you guys weren't engaged, you guys were trying to see if this was gonna work and it ended up not. Okay, that's sad. It is. And you messed up because of what you did that you've confessed to. But you started to go down this one path that had all these other options. And then you realized, I did the thing that I did that wasn't right was that I was kind of leading this one girl on. And all these other crazy things can happen, she's not personal enough, but it's all stemmed from that one lie that everything stems from leading this girl on, okay? So to fix anything, you have to go back to the start and be like, okay, you could fix the little person. You guys have all these little stupid arguments about, well, you're not personal enough. Well, you don't care, blah, blah, blah. You don't, blah, blah, and all this stupid stuff. It's the whole problem is that you led the girl on, okay? So you've confessed to that thing that you did, and now that's over. And it doesn't want to talk to you again. She's gone. That was the consequence of trying to fix things and make things right, okay? So that's a part of your past. Now you have to, if you're going down this other route with this girl, you just have to not make the same mistake and not lead somebody on and like learn from what happened. That's a teachable person. It's not that you're a terrible person, that like you tried to fix things as best you could in like this weird situation where it's like, I don't know. I mean, like I feel like we probably shouldn't have ever really been together. I kind of messed up and I feel bad about it, but like you kind of had to say that. What'd you want to do? Just leave the girl on until you got married? So it's just this weird situation where the right thing to do was the wrong thing to do. And I'm not saying to talk to this other girl while you were like with your girlfriend. That wasn't good, I wouldn't say. But the wrong thing to do is to ruin a girl's life in a sense. But that was the right thing for her to try and get out of the situation so that she could do with her life without you kind of bogging her down because you're not really committed. And that's what I'm trying to say. So,
are you terrible or teachable?
Are you terrible or teachable? That's a Messages shirt. Are you terrible or teachable? I don't want to say feel guilty. I don't like telling people to feel bad or feel guilty because that can ruin somebody's life. But you should have a proper understanding for what you did and feel a weight to that for at least some time. Okay? Time heals everything in some sense. Not necessarily everything, but it you know, but you need to learn from this and apply it to your other relationships so that this doesn't happen again. Was that fine, Josh?
That was great. Wow.
That just really took it out of me. What was on this board? Help! You know, one of Sarah's favorite movies is The Help.
Oh yeah.
She loves that. She's always like, can we watch The Help? And I'm like, can we watch Interstellar? It's the same thing. I'm like, she's like, Jordan, I just don't, I don't want to tell you this. We're like driving. I don't want to tell you this.
I don't want to hear it.
I just don't really like Interstellar. I'm like, Sarah, I understand. She likes happy ending movies. Everything at the end's got, like, everyone's got to come together and everything's got, that's not Interstellar. It is in a way, but it's not.
That's like when we all went and saw La La Land. I remember Sarah walked out of that like, what the heck
Oh,
was
yeah.
that?
La La Land. The Help, it's a great movie. It's not a movie, I've seen it. It's not a movie that I'm thinking of Interstellar over. I would watch that every night.
Sure.
So, anyways, that's what that reminded me of. I did help you though. I think I did. Don't be messy. And leave good messages.